Get ready, start. It appears to me that the first question which has been referred to us by the division bench cannot be decided without determining whether the rule of Mohammedan law that a missing person is to be regarded as alive till the lapse of 90 years from his birth is a rule of the Mohammedan law of succession, inheritance, marriage, or caste, or any religious uses or institution within the meaning of the Bengal Civil Codes Act 6 of 1871. This, I think, is the first and necessary step in the reasoning which would lead to the answer we are called upon to give to this reference. If the rule forms part of the branches of law which I have mentioned, there can, I think, be no doubt that by the provisions of the statute we are bound to decide the question according to the strict rules of the Mohammedan law, whether or not such rules appear to us reasonable and adapted to the exigencies of modern life in this country. On the other hand, if such is not the case, the question must be determined according to the general law of British India. The provisions contained in section 24 of the Bengal Civil Codes Act constitute one of the most important guarantees given to the people of India by the British rule, and they date as far back as the beginning of the British rule itself, for they first found legislative enactment in the year 1780 when the first regulation for the administration of justice was enacted by the Bengal government. They have been repeatedly confirmed by acts of parliament and have ever since remained in the statute book of British India. And I think I may safely say that ever since those provisions were first enacted, the courts of justice have been uniformly accustomed to regard the rule of Mohammedan law as to missing persons as a rule forming an essential part of the Mohammedan law of inheritance, succession, and marriage. It is not necessary to cite authorities for this proposition, and I have mentioned the circumstance simply to indicate the importance which must be attached to the question we are called upon to determine, a question which affects the devolution of property owned by the entire Mohammedan population living within the jurisdiction of the courts of justice in British India. And because the question is one of so much significance, because by a long course of decision the Mohammedan law has been held to govern it, and the people are in consequence accustomed to regard it as a rule binding upon the courts, and because my own views on the subject are at variance from those which have hitherto been adopted in the cases to be found in the reports, I consider it necessary to refer to the original authorities of Mohammedan law in order to show in the first place that the rule which we are now considering is according to the best recognized and most authoritative texts of the Mohammedan law itself, neither a rule of inheritance nor of succession nor of marriage, and that the Mohammedan jurists themselves have regarded it as a rule belonging to the department of procedure which regulates the ascertainment of facts in judicial tribunals. In the second place, I shall deal with the argument which has been addressed to us regarding the effect which the provisions of the Evidence Act have upon the decision of the question stop.